Deliciously pulpy horror storytelling was at the heart of the original Alan Wake. It returns for the sequel too, but the Stephen Kingisms look to be confined to the dark place, the New York-styled nightmare cage the titular writer is trapped in. Out in the real world, or at least what seems like the real world, the domain of our second protagonist, FBI agent Saga Anderson, developer Remedy Entertainment has crafted a new collage from pieces of its favourite detective stories. The eerie shadows of True Detective, Seven, and the Silence of the Lambs creep through Alan Wake 2's gorgeous digital depiction of the Pacific Northwest. For this month's IGN First, I visited Remedy's studio in Finland to play Alan Wake 2. Across more than an hour of play, I experienced the entirety of Local Girl, the third chapter of Saga's story. Within it, I saw plenty of things that will make long-term Alan Wake devotees happy. Manuscript still, as do blue thermos flasks.
Vai estar certinho o áudio aqui, certinho. Peraí que eu vou mexer aqui. Do microfone. Agora sim, agora sim. Agora sim. Agora sim, mano. Fazendo um teste aqui de som. Vou ligar aqui o som do jogo e vamos ver se vai estar melhor agora. Tá. Deixa eu aumentar um pouquinho minha voz aqui. Agora sim. Agora dá pra nós seguir.
The story's looming threat. But while this may be slower paced than Remedy's previous action romps, it's no less weird. Everyone seems to already know who I am, despite this being Saga's first visit to Watery. And Artie is performing a rousing number at the local cafe. Yes, Artie, the janitor from Control. I don't know if the coffee here is damn fine, but the atmosphere certainly is.
Oh, the road's flooded.
Fazendo barulho, não sei se é aqui no microfone.
A chat with entrepreneurial oddballs the Koskela brothers puts me on the trail of some spare keys for the trailer park, which are locked up in the gift shop of Coffee World, a local theme park. My journey there reveals that Alan Wake 2's world is built entirely different from its predecessor. Rather than the A to B shooting galleries that made up the original game, Watery is an open hub of snaking forest trails that can be freely explored and backtracked through. This has affected the scenario design. Across the duration of the chapter, my objectives take me back and forth, discovering and revisiting locations as new items and information expand the story.
I'll play along for now. I need the key to that trailer.
If the opening
Deixa eu ver se tem uma legendinha aqui pra nós.
then this later approach positions Alan Wake 2 close to
Disponível.
Resident Evil, which has long used its police stations and villages
Tem legenda.
That relationship is further emphasized by the abundance of puzzles. As I get closer to Coffee World, I stumble across a number of containers, each locked
Mano, eu tô escutando que tá fazendo um barulho aí.
with the rewards inside. I find a
Será que tá sendo na live esse barulho?
by a simple memory minigame, but later discover a lockbox containing a powerful crossbow. Cracking it requires a close study of the surrounding environment, as the bolts embedded in the nearby targets are clues to the padlock's combination.
Looks like they're tools of the trade.
I appreciate this more involved and ambiguous approach over Resident Evil's tradition of using an unusual item as a key, although that design does still make an appearance later in the chapter. The touch of Resident Evil can also be found in Alan Wake,
Pô, acho que tá saindo, hein?
which are framed from an almost identical camera angle and have the remake's same snappy, stressful gunplay.
Vê se melhorou. Não.
There's a grisly wound system too, that opens up wet cavities with each gunshot. But that familiar foundation is blended with more original Remedy ideas. The dodge returns from the first game, so ducking beneath hurled hatchets and melee swipes is still part of the rhythm. And then there's the core of Alan Wake's DNA, the flashlight. Enemies are still cloaked in shadow, which must be burned away with the beam of your torch before
Tá saindo barulho no microfone,
It's
mano.
great to see that unique mechanic return, not only for its ties to the lore, but also because it provides a distinct, tension-laced two-step approach to every enemy. At the same time, it's equally great to see what
Continua.
Remedy has dropped from its original formula. The encounters in this
Barulho
demonstration
continua.
are a far cry from the relentless waves of enemies that populated the first game. Instead, moments of violence are spaced much further apart and involve just one or two assailants. A single foe is a significant, bullet-absorbing challenge. It makes fights feel scrappy and desperate, a hurricane of adrenaline.
Caramba, é do nada, mano.
Counts. The Journey to Coffee World is host to just 2 of these encounters. It seems like much of Alan Wake 2's horror is built on the nervous anticipation of violence rather than combat itself. More enemies lie in wait between the rides and stalls at the fairground, but the real battle here is one of the mind, because on Saga's side of the story, Alan Wake 2 is not just a survival horror, it's a detective game too. We are playing an FBI agent after all, and so Remedy has built a small collection of systems to support that investigative fantasy. As I explore Watery, I gather an increasing pile of clues and evidence. Saga does not automatically make sense of these clues. Instead, they must be deciphered in the Mind Place, a mental representation of an FBI office in Saga's head. Here you can profile people that you've met to learn more about them, and arrange clues on a case board to make connections and unlock new mission objectives. In the most simplistic terms, this is a match the card to the right location puzzle. Evidence that explains a person's motive goes in the motive section of the board, for example, and cannot be placed anywhere else. The version of the system that I used for this preview was, unfortunately, a little clunky. The interface and UI prompts were slightly unintuitive, and occasionally I found that evidence wouldn't fit where it logically should do, forcing me to just try every option until the cue stuck. It wasn't particularly satisfying, but before I left the studio, Remedy was already using my feedback to fine-tune the sport. Hopefully it's in a better place in time for release. When it works though, I can see the mechanic. I arrive at Coffee World's gift shop only to discover that the locked door prevents me from picking up the keys to the trailer park. Using the case board, I'm able to piece together notes that I find on a pinboard. A previous jammed lock was released using a screwdriver, and a maintenance man reports having recently fixed the percolator light. The clues combine to trigger a new objective. Find the screwdriver used by the maintenance man and use it to break the gift shop's lock.
Using screwdrivers to break into gift shops isn't exactly standard procedure.
This admittedly isn't
Peraí, deixa eu colocar novo dispositivo aqui de entrada.
the sense of your actions pushing the case forward and opening up new lines of investigation. And while the gift shop lock is a very simple example, I can see the board being vital to the much
Entrada de áudio.
case, where there will likely be substantially more leads and concrete of evidence. It breaks all that down into clear components and allows you to easily track its individual threads. That's helpful from a narrative perspective, and hopefully it will feel fulfilling when it comes to the detective roleplay of it all too. The detective work, map design, scrappy combat encounters, and slower, tense pace of Alan Wake 2 make it a very different proposition from its predecessor. In fact, from what I've seen across both my hands-on time and the demos shown at Gamescom last month, it feels like Remedy may be making one of the most radical sequels in video game history. While I love the studio's action game pedigree, this new experiment with survival horror so far feels like the approach Alan Wake was always meant to take. It's cerebral, grimy, atmospheric, and bursting with character. I can't wait to turn the page and find out what's lurking in the next chapter. For more Alan Wake 2, check out this extended gameplay video and keep it locked to IGN first throughout the entire month of September.
With the past few games in the series, it's felt like Assassin's Creed has lost a little bit of what made it so special back when it launched in the late 2000s. Now, don't get me wrong, Odyssey and Valhalla were extremely solid RPGs that offered a vast and unique setting and a definite bang for your buck in the runtime department. But there's something about those games that didn't necessarily feel Assassin's Creed due to their hefty open world settings and heavy RPG gameplay mechanics. Thankfully, the next installment in the franchise is Mirage, and based on my playtime with it so far, it manages to capture what made the series so special and brings the social stealth history simulator back to its roots in the best way possible.
16 minutinhos. Vamos dar none aqui.
Gone are the vast vistas of England, the oceanic traversal of Greece, and pyramid scaling of
Ah, vai ter que ficar com o áudio da webcam, hein?
Baghdad,
Não vai ter
full
jeito.
of life and vibrancy. That's not to say Mirage ever
Aqui não vai dar para colocar o áudio do
found myself exploring the latest creeds
headset não,
and truly realized
infelizmente.
city playground. The city of Baghdad is, as it should be in an AC game, its own character this time around. From its dangerous and often crowded city streets to its dense bazaar and connected rooftops, it was never a chore getting from point A to point B. Due to Mirage's revamped notoriety system, it's not as easy to run through a group of guards undetected this time around. The more trouble you cause, the more enemies Mirage throws at you, such as archers and overpowered heavy guards. Civilians will react to your presence and point you out in a crowd if you're not blending in, cause, you know, everyone's a snitch. And guards will notify each other while giving chase and doing everything in their power to stop you. Bribery and vandalism were the easiest ways to lower my notoriety meter. And moving between the high ground and city streets helped me lose packs of enemies that were surprisingly difficult to fight in groups of more than 2. In short, getting chased by guards in Assassin's Creed Mirage felt more like a fun challenge than an annoyance, and in some ways, helped bring back that classic Creed feel to the series. Meanwhile, combat in Mirage feels as tight and as fun as it has in the series of late. The general combat mechanics in Odyssey and Valhalla are here, though enemy levels and damage numbers have been removed in favor of health bars, countering, and dodge rolls. While this may look like a step back into the older game's often easy and simple combat style, Assassin's Creed Mirage's fights felt significantly
Nossa, mano, a saga Assassin's Creed era pra
and if I didn't try to single out my enemies,
outro
I found
patamar.
myself quickly becoming overwhelmed by groups of as little as 3 guards.
Olha,
While dodging and properly timed counterattacks can lead to some pretty sweet kills, it's nowhere as easy of an experience as it was in some of the older entries. And for the first time in a long time, I found the combat in an Assassin's Creed game not only challenging, but also fun. To that end, stealth combat is where Assassin's Creed Mirage truly shines. Moving around the shadows and hiding in plain sight feels more rewarding and engaging this time around. And I quickly found myself trying to stay as hidden as possible as often as I could, even if it was in a busy street among crowds or hidden in the shadows. For the first time in a long time, Assassin's Creed feels like a proper stealth adventure again, similar to the series' early days. To put it bluntly, Assassin's Creed Mirage seems set to bring the series back to its roots in the best way possible. The story and gameplay feel more like what made Assassin's Creed so popular in the first place, and it feels like the series has finally realized what was promised back in 2007. While some may not be too happy with the scaled-back RPG elements, Mirage's focused setting, intuitive controls, and fun stealth gameplay has me excited to dive back into the franchise. For more on this fall's biggest upcoming games, check out our hands-on preview of Super Mario Bros. Wonder and Forza Motorsport. And for everything else in the world of video games, stick with IGN.
This year has been jam-packed with huge video game releases, but guess what? It is somehow not over yet.
Aí, ó.
Games coming out in the rest of 2023.
Sim.
Now, before we get into it, friendly reminder
Oxe, parecendo o Mario aí.
all the time, and that this video is by no means.
Oxe, entendi, foi nada do Mario ali.
Hopefully, it's a nice roadmap for some of the bigger games coming out over the
É porque aqui eu acho que eu tô no site da... Quer dizer,
Starfield. That's a
no
big
canal da IGN, né? Postando na PlayStation nem a pau que aparecia Starfield e aparecia Mario.
Fancy Edition. That's basically Skyrim in space or
Apesar que, mano,
less 1950s
deixa eu ver
music
se tem
or freeze-dried ice cream, but you probably already knew that.
Apesar que se eu entrar no canal da PlayStation não vai ter nada lá. Deixa no canal da IGN, quando chegar mais próximo eu coloco
Which is all the fun of
o canal
a
da
D&D
PlayStation.
campaign without any of the headaches of coordinating
Eu
the
acho que o
schedules
canal da
of party
PlayStation
members,
vai estar
unless
numa
of course you're
introdução
playing
também.
co-op, in which case that still might be an issue. On September 8th, NBA 2K24 comes to basically everything. The big new feature this year is Pro Play, which will supposedly convert actual NBA footage into gameplay, which is pretty wild to think about. How much do you think it's going to break the game if you try to do that with clips from Space Jam or Air Bud? Somebody please test that out. On September 14th, Bot and Kaidos 1 and 2 get HD remasters for Switch. The critically acclaimed JRPG series originally released on GameCube, and when I say critically acclaimed, I'm specifically referring to IGN's Rebecca Valentine, who is always yelling about these games, and she's cool, so they're probably cool too.
I love those games! games!
On September 19th, Lies of P comes to everything besides Switch, and it's basically Bloodborne with puppets. If the obtuse title wasn't a dead giveaway, this adapts the beloved fairy tale of Pinocchio into a tough-as-nails Soulsborne action RPG. Hopefully, you'll be able to smoke cigars until you turn into a donkey. Not enough games let you do that. Still on September 19th, Mortal Kombat 1 reboots the long-running Fighters timeline and kicks it into next-gen so hard its head explodes, spraying blood everywhere. Somehow, though, this is also coming to Switch, which seems like quite a feat of engineering. On September 21st, it's time to get the crew back together to pull some more jobs in Payday 3, which will be hitting new-gen PC, as well as all the major banks in Manhattan. On September 26th, you can return to Night City in Cyberpunk 2077's presumably massive expansion, Phantom Liberty, which features the dulcet tones of one Idris Elba, as well as a ton of new changes to gameplay, which will also be patched into the base game for free as well. On September 29th, Cocoon comes to everything. This is a neat puzzle adventure game from one of the gameplay designers of Inside and Limbo, and it might look more colorful and cheerful than those, but you can bet it probably has some equally tricky puzzles to figure out as well. On October 6th, that coffee-swilling electric rat is back on the case when Detective Pikachu returns to Nintendo Switch.
Disguises are a key part of detective work.
Quit goofing off and investigate.
On the 10th, Forza Motorsport hits Xbox Series and PC, so you can make a bunch of very pretty cars drive very, very fast, because that's a racing game and that's what you do in those games. On October 12th, Assassin's Creed Mirage ditches the massive sprawling action RPG approach of recent entries and instead goes back to its roots with a focus on stealthy murder in 9th century Baghdad. On October 13th, Lords of the Fallen is a big crunchy Souls-like running on Unreal Engine 5.
Nossa, isso parece que vai ser louco, hein? Lords of the Fallen.
Appear into an alternate spooky dimension where everybody wants to kick your ass even more than they do in the regular one. That's on new gen and PC. On October 7th, somebody's fan-favorite novelist is back in the long-overdue Alan Wake 2, which is being touted as a proper survival horror game. I'm not sure how the first game wasn't already survival horror, but I'm also not complaining because I like being frightened.
E aí, galo?
Scary antler guys. On October
De boa, mano. E você? De boa não tá, mano?
We'll see Peter Parker and Miles Morales.
Aí, ó, isso daí eu quero ver também.
Also Venom, and probably some other bad guys who are waiting in the wings. Will Morbius be there? I honestly don't know. Maybe? I hope so. I want to kick his.
It's Morbius.
Ah, não.
That very same day,
Morbius foi um filme, né? Foi um fracasso, eu acho. One Piece tinha É de boa, aí sim, galo.
Tanuki Suit, Frog Mario, and Cat Mario are all just like magical Kigurumis, but this
Bobo, tô em outro lugar aqui, outro cômodo.
Kinda makes you wonder. On October 24th, the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1 brings MGS 1, 2, and 3 to basically everything, which is good news because these
tamo junto, galo.
This one in particular has been infuriatingly hard to play by legal means. If you prefer something even more complicated and twisty and turny, the storyline, that same day you can become a
Nossa, eu gostava demais desse tipo de jogo assim. Hoje em dia eu não vejo graça nenhuma.
The comprehensive city builder expands the scope of the original, which was already pretty
Eu era criança, nossa.
adding new features like climates, which are presumably more
Os meus jogos favoritos era esses aí, de construir cidade.
individual citizens' life paths.
Em dia,
You
mano.
can keep track of them
Nem meu
in your
tempo.
city until they die of natural causes or murder.
Parece que é da hora. Oxi. Aquele cara ali não é do meme? Esse cara do meio ali não é do meme?
Just in time for Halloween,
Alone in the Dark.
a full modern overhaul of one of the games that helped launch the survival horror genre. This is bound to scare the pants off a whole new generation of players, as well as resurfacing
O Resident Evil
of long
tá
time
bem parecido, hein?
on PC and new gen. At some point in October, Ark Survival Ascended is supposedly
24.
launching in early access. That is the fully overhauled redo of the original Ark that is now running in Unreal Engine 5, which should hopefully hold fans over until the sequel eventually drops next year or whenever.
Jogava num jogo de construir cidade. Antes eu gostava pra caramba, mano.
PlayStation's and
Star Ocean, esse eu quero jogar.
JRPG, which is bordering on a retro game at this point,
Master.
considering it first came out in 1998. That same day also sees the release of Thirsty Suitors, which is at least
No Play 1, nossa, tinha um joguinho no Play 1 lá, que era jogo de construir cidade.
rollerblading. So basically what I'm
Nossa,
getting
eu
at
gostava
is
pra
that it's a
caramba,
game
pra
that is
caramba.
trying something new. That's on everything.
No
Third, Wario is once again here to torment
Orkut, na época do Orkut também, tinha um joguinho lá que era de construir fazenda.
and I'm so excited to injure
É, o
myself.
nome do jogo era Mini Fazenda.
November 10th,
Gostava pra caramba também.
The Man Who Erased His Name is the latest
Like a
installment
dragon
of the
waiting
series
the
that
man who erased his
And the
name.
hero might have erased his name, but it would appear that it is none other
Ó, o
than the
gráfico tá da hora, hein?
wonderful Yakuza hero Kazuma Kiryu. But really, leave this man alone. He's trying to take a break. He was going to call it quits after 6, but then they pulled him back in just when he was trying to get out. They brought him back, and now
Dá pra não ficar assim, ó.
and traffic cones and stuff. Let him be.
Boa.
Dude wants to chill.
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
Ah, esse daí é do Poderoso Chefão, ó.
Anticipated multiplayer
O ator do
survival game
Poderoso
Halo
Chefão.
4 is out, which looks like The Last of Us for The
Michael.
Last of Us, and hopefully
Michael.
it's in better shape than the initial gameplay reveal back in February. On November 14th, Hogwarts Legacy finally comes to Switch, and I think we know who
Hogwarts
the real
Legacy.
wizards are, the developers who managed to squeeze this massive modern game onto Nintendo's hardware.
Cadê que esse jogo não vem pro Game Pass pra não jogar?
On November 17th, the beloved Super Mario RPG Legend of the
Lembrei
Seven
do
Stars
Fruit
gets a
Ninja.
brand new, proper, fresh coat of paint on Nintendo Switch. Also on Switch, plus all the other consoles, is Persona 5 Tactica, which turns Joker, Morgana, and friends loose in a new tactical strategy adventure, and I think the only genre of video game that's
perdi.
Persona 5 yet is like the kart racer, which really wouldn't even be that much of a stretch, because that cat
Persona
can turn into a
5.
van. On December 7th, Avatar Frontiers of Pandora lets you immerse yourself in the universe of James Cameron's immensely profitable movie franchise, and Avatar sells movie tickets and attracts Disney theme park
Vai
goers.
tá na Game Pass esse daí também, né?
I'm curious, but if nothing else, this basically looks like a Far Cry game with rideable pterodactyls.
Dia 7 de
Sounds
dezembro.
sick. That's on new gen and PC. A bunch of other games are also expected in 2023, but as of
Peraí que eu já volto.
video, they don't have dates. So
Vou pegar mais Danone
might
ali,
have gotten
peraí.
delayed, or they might get release dates, but either way, check your local listings to be 100% certain. Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2 is the long-awaited chainsword cool set in that grimdark hellhole of a universe, and it looks like a blast. That's on new gen and PC. Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl has had its development seriously disrupted by Russia's invasion of Ukraine, but more importantly, the people making it have had their lives disrupted, so if that comes out this year, cool, but if not, that is totally fine, and hopefully everyone involved is safe and sound. Hollow Knight Silksong has been in the works for ages, and it seems realistically possible that it'll drop sometime soon, and if it does, it'll be on everything, and I mean everything, including macOS and Linux, which is maybe one reason it's taken so long. The Lord of the Rings Return to Moria looks like Deep Rock Galactic by way of J.R.R. Tolkien, and that's supposedly coming to new gen and PC this year, but considering how Gollum turned out, maybe just keep it in the oven a little bit longer. The Batman Arkham trilogy is coming to Switch, which probably could have called it a day by including Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and the red-headed stepchild that is Arkham Origins, but thankfully it properly caps off the Rocksteady Bat triptych with the proper third entry, Arkham Knight. And finally, the open-world multiplayer Cozy Sim Palia is getting an open beta on Switch and PC at some point. And there you go. What are you playing the rest of the year? What are you betting slips to next year? Is 2023 the best video game year ever? What is your favorite month? How are you? How do I end this video?
Based on our deductions, the culprit is clear.
Let me know in the comments, and for everything video games in the year of 2023, before and beyond, keep it right here on IGN.
Can you hear me?
You know that we've entered a new
Bora,
era.
bora, bora. Começou? 3 minutos ainda.
When we're now turning classic children's stories into
Quero
dark,
ver o
blood.
Miranha 2.
But hey, here we are.
Se eu fechar a porta ali. Achei.
Yes, Lies of P is yet
O que você acha que vai aparecer aí, Galo?
giving from
Nesse State of Play.
that have captured the hearts
Quero
of
ver o...
myself included. But it's also an undeniable
Quero ver o Miranha 2, hein?
amid
Eu quero assistir. Que eu quero ver, quer dizer.
like trend. It does suffer from some uneven difficulty and overly linear levels.
Ah, o pessoal falou que também pode ser que apareça alguma coisa de The Last of Us.
Combat and memorable areas and boss fights means that this isn't one you should miss out on if there's a blood
2 minutinhos, hein?
in your life.
Eu não sei, mas parece que a qualidade... Deixa eu ver aqui no YouTube.
P emulates its
Consegui melhorar a qualidade aqui do negócio. Aí, agora eu consigo transmitir
but that puppy
em 1080p agora, hein?
is a lot of fun.
Então vai ficar melhor, hein? Pra cima. Deixa eu... Cadê meu celular? Aqui.
Criticism to say that Lies of P
Deixa eu ir pro
pioneered by From Software
canal da PlayStation.
detail with precious few deviations.
Compartilhar o...
Look at the UI and
É que eu tô conseguindo ficar com... Tô conseguindo ficar com a perna assim, ó. Nossa, é bom demais, mano. Ficar com a perna assim. Fica uma zoada ali aparecendo.
Of course, a methodical dance of attacks and parries.
Volta. PlayStation. Caramba. Não, caramba. Pesquisa assim. Será que tá bom em português aqui? Não. GameSpot. Direto do PlayStation, não tem. Eu acho que vai ter que ser pela IGN mesmo, hein?
Melita, café fresquinho para sentir mais a vida.
Pagandinha aí. Bora, mano. Não dá nem pra pular. Antes que começa lá o negócio. Deixa eu olhar a live aqui. Sempre foi 720, agora é 1080p, hein? Se quiser melhorar agora a qualidade. Vai começar. Cadê? Não tô escutando nada. Queria um Play 5 para jogar Spider-Man. Eu também, mano. Ué, mano, cadê? Travou ali, será? Oxi, travou aqui, mano, no símbolo. Ao vivo. Deu ruim na transmissão. Deixa eu ver na higiene se tá travado assim também. Deu ruim? Oxi. Eu comecei em 5 minutos. Oxi, já era pra ter começado. As ideias, mano. Deu ruim, hein? Deu ruim, hein? Deixa eu ver na higiene se deu ruim também. Mano, na higiene tá 1 minuto adiantado. Vou entrar lá na higiene.
As crianças querem perguntar, a Eletrônicos quer saber. A gente tem que achar os adultos pra fazer as perguntas. Márcia! Você pede comida em casa quando ainda tem...
3 minutos. Tá ao vivo. E agora sim. Vambora. Legal, mas eu tô com a leve impressão que esse Homem-Aranha também vai ser igual o outro, viu? Não vai ter muita diferença não. Eu acho que o que eles podem fazer de da hora nesse novo Homem-Aranha é colocar pra jogar com o Venom, né? Aí vai ser top, hein? A live de hoje tá em 1080p. Você tá dormindo. Agora lá é 11 horas. Ah, talvez não, né? Talvez daqui a pouco ele apareça aí. Ou já deve estar dormindo mesmo, né? Geralmente 11 horas também eu já tô dormindo já. Mas eu acho que no final de semana ele aparece aí. Tomando um Danone aqui. Será que vai ter novidade? Eu acho que não. Eu acho que só vai mostrar os jogos que vai lançar esse ano. Homem-Aranha. Nem sei mais qual que vai lançar. PlayStation. Homem-Aranha, mas qual que vai lançar? Não sei. Só Homem-Aranha que eu quero saber mesmo. Não, Bruce. Pior que é bom pra caramba, mano. Não tem como não gostar, né, velho? Bom demais, mano. Doido. Faz tempo que eu não tomo esse negócio aí da Nona. Faz muito tempo que eu não tomo isso. Segundos, hein? Será que agora vai dar bom? Alguma coisinha de errado deu lá, hein? Deve ser iniciar, colocar 5 minutinhos de novo. Agora vai. Agora fé que vai. Danone é bom demais. Segundos, hein? Bora. Agora vai. Olha o gráfico de Play 3. Ai.
Ok.
Já comecei dando risada, mano, pra não me xingar.
Yeah, that might be a problem. Okay.
As ideias, simulador de andar, é? Como que o cara anda?
Oh, okay. Okay.
Ué, mano.
Oh, okay.
Simulador de andar é agora. Tomando no Danone que eu ganho mais.
Alright. Oh yeah, post. Alright. Yeah.
Nossa, cara, mó chuva.
3 and up.
Não é atualmente a gameplay. Ah, pelo amor de Deus,
Mate, are you
mano.
okay? You look sad.
Se a gameplay é pior que isso ainda.
That's sad. I was just taking a break from my run. So road's out.
Yeah, road's out, but no worries. Grapple points.
Grapple point. Oh, just grapple. I'll grapple it.
Yeah, just grapple it with a grappling hook.
Oh, yeah, I'll just grapple that fucker with my grappling hook.
Yeah, no worries. Just grapple that fucker.
I'll just grapple that fucker.
Yeah, good. All right. Well, Salada.
Oh, Salada. Yeah, all right. I'll just pull out my grappling hook. I don't know where my... Oh, this is bad. Okay, all right. Okay, there's enough here. Oh, God, oh, crap.
Baby steps. Esse jogo é grátis, né, mano? Gratuito, né? O gratuito não vale a pena, só testar.
Hi, I'm Sean Benson. Here at PlayStation, our team is always on the lookout for creative, inspiring, and original games to bring to PlayStation players around the world. We are constantly canvassing game development studios as we search for the next exciting idea. And as you just saw, Baby Steps is a great example of the innovative spirit that we're looking for. In today's State of Play, we've got a wide variety of games to share with you. My hope is that these demonstrate the diversity of experiences coming to PlayStation consoles and PSVR 2. On that note, I'm very excited to welcome PlayStation players to Roblox. This infinite variety of 3D immersive experiences is making the jump to PS4 on October 10th. Roblox features full
Depois de 1000 anos, o Roblox vai
so you can
aparecer no
join 66
PlayStation.
million daily active users across PC, mobile, and other
1000
platforms.
anos.
We can't wait for you to explore millions of experiences together and to see what you create. All right, let's dive in, starting with a look at 2 great games coming to PlayStation VR 2.
Opa, PlayStation VR 2, hein? Ela falou.
Welcome to the Ghostbusters. You might be new here, but we have a job to get done. This city isn't going to save itself. So get geared up and join the team, because working together
Don't be the part.
will give you the best chance.
We got this.
Luckily, you'll have access to the latest ghost-busting gadgets, if you can earn them. We're talking turrets, shields, decoys, and so much more.
Throw your trap. Wow. Light him up.
I'm picking up something.
Whoa. Watch out.
You'll need to be ready for anything.
Here he comes.
Before you'll be ready to take on the Ghost Lord.
Ghostbusters, Rise of the Ghost Lord.
Oh yeah, and these guys, mini puffs, they can be a real pain in the...
Alan Wake 2 agora. Ah não, é do PlayStation VR, hein? Resident Evil 4.
No fucking way.
Think you can swallow me whole, huh?
VR Mode.
This is Condor 1. President's daughter, Baby Eagle. It's likely she's in this village.
I'm seeing increased movement from Los Eliminados. Don't get careless.
Copy. Ada out.
What terrible actions will be done in its name, and who will pay its dark cost?
Find Lewis. Fetch me the amber.
Have you changed, Ada? Or are you just trying to use me again?
Because in this world, someone always pays.
There's someone who needs my help.
Ué, essa personagem aparece no original? Não, né?
Who or why?
Resident Evil 4 original lá do Play 2?
It's what I researched for all these
Não lembro
years.
dela.
And I see the symptoms already showing in your eyes.
Monster Hunter. Avatar.
I am Navi.
Now, you are what I made you!
I was abducted by the RDA and trained in their ways. For 15 years, they kept me from my world and my people.
Wait. You have the mark. You are Sorrento. The poor child knows nothing of our ways. Let Home Tree be a refuge from your burdens.
I must seek those who can teach me the ways of the Navi and help me reconnect with my world.
Follow me!
I won't hurt you. No!
Esse jogo não vai ter câmera terceira pessoa. tô assim, né?
You are starting to think like a Navi. Now, we will teach you to ride like one.
Now Pandora is under attack again. I will not allow the RDA to destroy this land. This is my home.
The Navi will fight on your side against the RDA.
Travadinho ali.
And not me.
Esse
And
do lá.
I will protect Pandora. Sivako!
Contato. Dia 7.
We need him, Connor. We need him stronger. Faster.
Ah, Cyberpunk. Eu acho. A DLC, né? A musiquinha é Cyberpunk.
More vicious than ever. We need him ready.
Ghost Runner. Não tem nada a ver com Cyberpunk. Ghost Runner. Novas cores de controle? Ih, caramba, mano. Ó, transparente, controle transparente. Vermelho, azul, prata. Esse já tem, né? Esse eu acho que não tem não, hein? Esse azul aí. O prata. Nossa, mano, eu acho que o prata vai ser louco, hein? Nossa, olha o prata. Nossa, mano, olha o prata, velho. Por que não pensaram nisso antes? PlayStation 5 prata, mano. Parece que vai ser louco o prata, hein?
Hi, I'm Johan Pilestad, CEO and Creative Director at Arrow Game Studios. Today I'm pleased to share a look at Helldivers 2. We're starting on the ship's bridge, preparing to select our mission from the galactic war map. Once cleared for mission engagement, it's time to go into your hellpod and prepare for planetfall. Today we join a squad on one of the many planets in the galaxy, set on an important mission to eliminate a deadly bile titan.
Okay, we need to find the terminate bile titan.
I think it's this way. There are some enemies here.
Okay, I'm covering you on the right.
We're covering your rear. Oh, there's loads of them. I'm switching to flamethrower. Oh god, no, it's the bile titan! Oh, I died.
Reinforcing. Oof, I have to run.
Ah, se for gratuito,
Alright, I'm back.
eu jogo.
Can you guys take him out with the recoilless?
De graça.
I'll try to take him down from the side. Reload my recoilless.
On it.
I got enemies on my back as well. Oh, there's a charger here.
I'm gonna take out the brood commander.
He's charging me.
Caramba, monte de bicho,
Take out the charger with the recoilless.
Alright.
Reload way.
Nice. I'm gonna thin out the crowd a little bit.
There are a lot of them coming. My guard dog is taking care of the little ones. Oh, oh!
I'm throwing out the strafing run to try to take out the small guys.
Ah! Oh no, you killed me!
Oh. I'm sorry. One small death for the Helldivers.
Reinforcing.
Okay, should we do something? Should we strategize?
I'm drawing his attention. Alright, I don't think I have an option. We need to throw in the 500 kilogram bomb. I'm throwing it out.
Oh god, he's coming for me.
Getting out of the way. There we go.
Good job.
Nice. Good job, guys.
Well done, Helldivers. Another win for Super Earth. After each successful mission, players are rewarded for their efforts, allowing them to upgrade their ship, weapons, armor, and stratagems, giving them the edge in the many battles to come. I hope you enjoyed seeing a glimpse of just one of the many missions and planets the game has to offer. Now go out there and spread managed democracy.
Se for de graça, depois eu jogo pra ver se é bom. Pre-order, então não é de graça não. Opa! Miranha. Agora sim. Agora sim, hein? Quero ver se vai dar pra jogar com o Venom.
Senior Creative Director at Insomniac Games.
Ó,
Thank you for all of your
vamos
amazing
duas finalização.
to showcase earlier this year. Marvel's Spider-Man 2 is filled with an amazing story and story missions. But today I'm here to provide you with a first look at how the open world experience is evolving and how the game is built to take full advantage of the PlayStation 5. The first thing you'll notice is that our city has nearly doubled in size with the addition of two iconic New York boroughs, Queens and Brooklyn. And we've introduced the web wings, an entirely new mechanic that, when combined with web swinging, allows you to traverse the city in a whole new way and at faster speeds than ever before. Whether it's the neighborhood backdrop of Queens or the fireworks that light up the sky over Coney Island, exploring these areas will feel much different than the towering skyscrapers of Manhattan, while also delivering memorable locales like Peter Parker's old stomping grounds in Midtown High and Miles Morales' current place of learning, Brooklyn Visions Academy.
Hey Miles, what's up?
Speaking of our heroes, Marvel's Spider-Man 2 will introduce the ability to switch between the two wall crawlers in the open world, and thanks to the power of the PlayStation 5, you can make that switch almost instantly. Delivering a bigger city and playing as not one but two spider heroes were big goals for Marvel's Spider-Man 2. But this time around, it was equally important to provide a greater sense of exploration. As you progress through the main story, a number of new activities and storylines will become available. The majority of those will now be represented by visual cues in the world that grab your attention, such as a flock of Kraven's Talon drones circling a building, a mysterious symbol projected into the sky, or even an unfamiliar spider-bot ping emitting from one of the rooftops. Many activities, like the Hunter's cloaked blinds that overlook the Big Apple, lead to even greater challenges yet yield worthy rewards and new information about Marvel's greatest hunter, Kraven. Others will lead to a climactic showdown with Marvel villains not yet seen in this Spider-Man universe. The Spider Heroes have new AR tech in the lenses of their masks, providing a quick glimpse of activities already discovered, or helping locate new ones yet to be revealed. You can always refer to the upgraded Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man app to quickly track nearby areas of interest. The app will also include incoming requests from those who call Marvel's New York home. Some will ask for either spider hero to help, while others, like the students of Brooklyn Visions calling upon Miles, will require you to put on the mask of a specific hero. All these activities, including crimes you stop from the game's various enemy factions, also now feed into the new District Progress system, which even provides more rewards and unlocks a brand new fast travel system. As you can see here, the PlayStation 5 and its SSD means you can move across the city with very little downtime. Finally, the more city you explore and the more activities you complete, the more ways you'll be able to customize your spider hero. This includes mastering additional combat abilities and traversal skills, acquiring and improving gadgets, upgrading through the new suit tech system, and of course, unlocking additional spider suits. And we're talking lots and lots of suits. Marvel Spider-Man 2 will feature over 65 suits from the comics, movies, and multiple original designs. And thanks to the all-new suit style system, you'll now have more than 200 different ways to outfit your Spider-Man. On behalf of
Batman, parece o Batman.
Couldn't be more excited about what this expanded city has to offer.
Os direitos autorais, hein, Samir?
Marvel's New York. We look forward to seeing you swinging around in Marvel Spider-Man 2 when it launches October 20th, only on PlayStation 5.
Dia 20. 20
Marvel's
1 year has passed since the end of the great conflict between Dana and Rena. And so, our journey continues.
There she is! Don't let her get away! After her!
The gang's all here.
The hell she did? She's a monster!
The truth is that people will always doubt, hate, and reject. All differences must be erased. Once there are no differences, there will be...
What we call destiny is neither visible nor tangible, yet it is as certain as the collapsing and converging of the past and present. I called out to you and you came. The future is like a labyrinth. Every divergence is merely an inducement. There is only one real path. You and I are each other's destiny.
Hey, Beth Vegas! Having a great time? I hope you're all ready
Hoje,
for the
pinball.
Foam Stars Open Beta Party!
Isso. Form Stars.
The fantastic Foam
Aquele joguinho imbecil. Nossa. Vamos terminar a frase. Nossa.
Use foam and knock out the opposition!
Qualquer mal feito de Splatoon.
2 insanely fun game modes. Smash the star! Defeat the star player to win. Happy Bath Survival. Dominate the arena in teams of 2 with support from your allies on the outside.
Cara, esse joguinho vai ser grátis, né, mano? Não é possível cobrar desse.
8 unique characters hit the stage. Soa, Agito, Tonics, Jet Justice, Melty, the Baristador, Raid Breaker, Penguin. We'll see you at the Foam Stars Open Beta Party!
We've been having a blast with Foam Stars, and we can't wait for you to get your hands on it. The Open Beta kicks off later this month. Before we wrap up, Square Enix has one more update for us today. They're hard at work on Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, the ambitious follow-up to the critically acclaimed Final Fantasy VII Remake. Let's see what's in store for one of next year's most anticipated games.
The world's ending. At least, that's what everyone's saying.
The sky... I don't like it.
Ready to fire, sir. Welcome to the New World Order. Fire!
Just close your eyes and listen. Tell me you can't hear that. Her rallying cry.
Planet runs out of energy. It and everything on it dies.
We can overcome our fate.
Am I the same as...
esse daí eu queria jogar também, hein? Final Fantasy XVI, né?
Human?
Okay, we're looking for Sephiroth. Think you can find him?
Oh, Sephiroth, you see. So you heeded the call too, did you?
What are you talking about?
As you can see, your brother
Vai DLC do 7
are having a little
e meio.
together.
They're our best chance of finding Sephiroth.
Yeah. I ask because I suspect there's soldiers suffering from cellular degradation.
Do not be deceived. You know the truth. Trust in me.
Sephiroth!
Come on!
On me.
Look! Look!
É um monte de minigames?
Excuse me. Could you look after my friend? Just for a bit.
Isso daí é o que, mano? O Final Fantasy... O 7 é DLC do 7 ou o quê?
Tutelary creatures, set only to appear when the planet is in grave danger.
Who dares disturb my slumber? It's upon us. The reunion. When worlds merge. I'm waiting, Cloud.
Final Fantasy 7 e Bird. Deve ser uma DLC, não sei. 2 discos. Remake e Bird. Sei lá, mano.
We hope you enjoyed that new look at Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. It's coming to PlayStation 5 on February 29th. And that's all for State of Play. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Miranha. Tinha uma sopinha bem zoada, hein? Olha. Meu Deus. Uma pior que a outra. Mas pelo menos dá pra customizar, né? Tá de boa. Ó! É capoeira ali, hein? De capoeira. PlayStation. Acabou? E acabou, hein? Não, acabou não. Acabou. Eu acho que acabou. Deixa eu ver no GameSpot aqui.
De lavadora de pressão.
Acabou mesmo.
Para decoração.
Vi alguma coisinha lá de Homem-Aranha, tá bom.
Onde há
Tanto
vida,
que nada.
App Vida Notre Dame Intermédica.
Nossa, que nem finalizou ainda, mano. Acho que tá com mais de 1 minuto de atraso. Vê.
PlayStation.
É, acabou. A thumbnail do cara, velho, meu Deus. Ai, ai. É isso, finalizou, vou encerrar a live por aqui. E logo já vou abrir outra live aqui o Starfield. Vou tentar jogar um pouquinho ainda. Fechou? Até daqui a pouco aí. É nóis, tamo junto.